back to the channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing part 3 of my loose skin removal journey. For today's video, we are going to be covering my pre-operative appointment. So for my pre-operative appointment, it was my last chance to talk with my doctor prior to the surgery, of course, with any questions, concerns, stuff like that. I did also meet with his nurse in order to go over how to care for my wounds, how to care for my drains, what to do and not do anymore, what and how to prepare myself, of course. So they did leave me with a bunch of information, pre-operative to-do list, and then of course just a general overview of like what I would be expecting getting an abdominoplasty. So I definitely wanted to share this with you guys if you guys are getting surgery, looking to get surgery, kind of what to expect, what they're foreshadowing for me. So let's go ahead and dive into this material. So to go over the general list, some of the main points that I highlighted were definitely that they require you, of course, to have someone to drive you to and from the surgery center, as you will be getting general anesthesia and you cannot drive after that, of course. You do have to at least, or they recommend that you should remain in bed with help to the bathroom for at least the first 24 hours with someone checking on you, because again, the anesthesia is still in your system. 2 weeks prior to the surgery, they want you to stop drinking alcohol and stop taking any aspirin-like products. So that is definitely a given. That was actually part of my VSG surgery. They do ask that things like your thyroid medication, high blood pressure medication, that stuff's all good to go. They also do tell you to not take aspirin 2 weeks after, or drink at least for 2 to 6 weeks, I've even heard. So the day of, they are generally asking to wear loose clothing, to shower the day before, but to make sure that we don't come in with dry hair, no jewelry, no lotion. If you have a post-operative garment, to bring that along. I have heard that it is good to have more than one garment, just because you do want to hand wash them often. So I'll link all of that goodie down below. So going over some of the information that they gave me, it was a pre-op list and some post-op stuff. So for the pre-op, it was generally just your basic, not to take aspirin 2 weeks before surgery, not to drink 2 weeks before surgery, and some of the medication that I'll be like not taking anymore, or supplements, would be my omegas and my inositol, as that one is high in B vitamins and has the potential to thin your blood out, which is something you definitely don't want during surgery. So those two things. They go over things like not to come in with wet hair, of course, kind of just basic stuff. They do tell you though, if you are taking high blood pressure medication, thyroid medication, seizure medication, that is all as normal, as well as they told me if I had like GERD, so that's a big one to keep out for anyone that has had any kind of bariatric surgery. No contact lenses, and of course you can't be picked up by a Lyft or an Uber. The day before, they have you on a liquid diet, which anyone again who has gone through bariatric surgery, we were made for this. They go over the positioning of how they want you to sleep, which is basically 3 pillows behind you, 3 pillows under your knees, which kind of leaves you in a V position. They said that's super important, and they don't want you lying flat. It will strain your incision, of course. They want you walking bent over for at least a week or 2 until the doctor instructs you otherwise. They want you the first couple of days, because you're on narcotics, you've just gone under general surgery, to take 5 deep breaths every hour for the first 48 hours. If coughing occurs, to splint with a pillow to not strain your incision. The day of surgery, that you should get out of bed and walk around the house several times a day, kind of again like some of the things that they went over with bariatric surgery. That is to avoid blood clots. And of course, draining your drains twice a day. No showering until your drains are removed. I have heard different things. Different doctors handle this differently. This doctor is having me not shower until my drains are out, so that might be a little rough. the swelling and numbness, just preparing you for that, the bruising should disappear in 10 to 14 days, but the numbness can last weeks and months. That you can go back to a regular diet the following day. Always take note of, like, you will be taking narcotics, so depending on how nauseous or not you get, is dependent on how much solid food you'll be intaking. Your incision will be covered with steri strips that will stay on for a couple of weeks, not to remove them until they begin to come off. Part of the healing process, that feeling of sharpness, burning, and other sensations are common during the healing process, and that you will probably have swelling for anywhere from the first couple of weeks. So that generic stuff. So that's basically everything that we went over. That I did do my payment that day. So again, if you're going through insurance, I didn't end up going through my insurance just because of the time frame that I was looking to get my surgery in. As some of you know, I own my own business, and my downtime or my down season is January. So I was definitely looking to get my surgery in January. So I opted not to go with my insurance, but he does take insurance, and some doctors do. Make sure you ask your insurance for a provider list in order to find out what doctors can potentially cover your surgery. I will say, if you are freshly out of bariatric surgery and you're just looking into what's kind of in your future, please know that you, in order to get this covered by your insurance, you will have to have documentation of things like rashes. Of course, your weight loss and your extreme weight loss will be noted by your bariatric doctor, and that is something that you can submit with your case for them to cover your procedures. But make sure things like rashes, some people get blisters and stuff like that. Know all of that regarding your loose skin with your primary physician. Have that noted, have that written, even if it's minute and little. Even if they're just gonna prescribe you a topical ointment, which I was prescribed in the past, take note of that, because you could potentially use that to have procedures like this covered. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that this video brought you value. I hope that you learned something, took something away from this. If you've also gotten a tummy tuck post VSG, or in general, leave me any tips, any tricks, any hacks down below. I will be also including some of the stuff that I got in order to prepare, like I mentioned, down below, but I can also do a separate video on that if you guys want. So let me know. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.